Hi, my name is Jeff Halsaver. I'm the president of Lake Caroline Property Owners Association. I want to welcome you today to the new member orientation being done virtually. Unfortunately, as you know, we're all dealing with COVID and the pandemic, and we'd love to have this get together, this information session, in person so that you get to meet our staff, you can ask them questions, you can get your answers. And it is really a very effective way for our members to become familiar with our community, our amenities, the rules and regulations, and what the community has to offer. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to pass the torch over to Dave Rababi, who is our executive manager. Dave has been with us quite a long time. He served on our board 4 years as president and vice president. As importantly, he's been our executive manager now for over 4 years. Dave is a seasoned vet with great experience, great management experience, and one of the hardest working folks you'll ever see in a POA environment. He's surrounded with a wonderful staff of caring, good people who do an outstanding job to make our community a great place to live. So with that, I want to thank you. I want to encourage you to participate in our community. We'd love to see you run for the board. We'd love to see you participate in one of the many committees that we have. And with that, over to you, Dave. Thanks for all you do, and welcome, everyone. I hope this is helpful.
Hi, my name is Dave Rababi, and I'm the executive manager here at Lake Caroline. I wanted to welcome you to Lake Caroline. In addition to being the manager of Lake Caroline, I'm also a resident, and so this makes it especially close to my heart. What I want to do is give you a little background information about Lake Caroline. Lake Caroline was born in 1968. It was actually a man-made lake with a company out of Tennessee. The lake filled in the weekend during August of 1969 during Hurricane Camille. There's approximately 1,500 acres that encompasses the entire association. There's approximately 1,374 members within Lake Caroline. We have 3 bodies of water. As you can see, the body of water behind me is the main lake. It is 277 acres approximately, the deep end being at the dam approximately 35 foot deep. There are 9 coves that finger off the main lake. We are currently starting the 2nd year of our dredging program, where we are dredging the coves, trying to bring it back to the original depth of what it was back then. Our 2nd lake is Ladysmith Lake. Ladysmith Lake is 7 acres. The overall depth is about 8 feet. The deep end along the earthen dam there is 15 feet deep. Ladysmith Lake only allows electric motors. No gas motors are allowed there. On Lake Caroline, however, we do allow gas motors, jet skis, jetting, fishing, etc. We also have a clubhouse that we call the Lodge that holds approximately 180 people. And attached to the clubhouse is a little sunroom for smaller sized parties. This is available to all members in good standing for rental upon request. We have 2 beaches, as you can see. Main Beach is where we're at right now. The beach is approximately 700 feet long, and it gets quite busy and quite full on in the summertime, especially during the holiday weekends. The other beach that I mentioned is on the south side. That is Little Beach. That is only about 400 feet long and really accommodates people who live on the south side, where this accommodates people on the north side. We have tennis courts and pickleball courts that are available. They're locked, they're kept under lock and key, and you can get the key either out of the office during working hours or from security at the gate during non-working hours. One of the things that attracts people to Lake Caroline is the fishing program that we have here. We stock the fish in the spring and in the fall every year, mostly with sunfish, panfish, bluegills. Those are feeder fish for our bass. In addition to bass and panfish, we also have catfish, perch, and a number of other varieties. In addition to that, we have some long grass carp that help keep the weeds and the grass down here at the main lake. Another amenity that Lake Caroline provides to our members is boating. The boating includes fishing. Fishing tournaments take place on Wednesday between 4 p.m. till sunset. Usually starts at the main marina and takes place throughout the lake. You must be a member in good standing to be able to do this, and the only boats allowed in the lake are for those members. You cannot bring outside boats in. Basketball court is located right next to Recreation Area 6 on the south side of the lake. It has lights, and you're able to play during both daylight hours and evening hours. We just ask that you be respectful for the neighbors that live nearby. Many people do not realize or know that Lake Caroline has a campground. Unfortunately, it's not located within the confines of Lake Caroline. You actually have to go out onto Route 1, turn left, heading north on Route 1, and make your very first immediate left, which is Triple C Road. Go down the road about 2.5 miles and you'll see the campground on the right-hand side. The campground currently has restrooms and electric and water outlets there, in addition to a small private lake, which is where the best fishing in Lake Caroline is found. But you didn't hear it from me. We have 12 recreation areas, 7 of which have playgrounds for the kids. We have 2 boat ramps where you are able to launch and recover your boats. One located on the north side at the main marina, the other on the south side at Little Beach. In addition to all these benefits and all these amenities to live in here, finally, you have 24/7 by 365 security. That gate at the main gate is manned 24/7 every day of the year and has been for the past 52 years. At this time, I would like to introduce Michelle Romito, who is our office supervisor and who runs all office operations. Michelle?
Hi, my name is Michelle Romito. I'm the office supervisor here at Lake Caroline. Our office hours are Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and Wednesday, 8 a.m. to noon. Parking for the office is located on the right side of the lodge, where you'll also find a drop box to leave payments and documents. I'm sure you're familiar with the office since you would have come in here to register as a new homeowner, but let's go inside and I'll give you an idea of what we do. Inside the office, you will find some books that we have out for sharing. There is an informational binder for contractors. We have a hard copy of our newsletter that we also send out electronically, and you will find information for our volunteer committees. This is Amy, our administrative assistant. Amy is the person that your real estate and title company would have dealt with when you went to closing. Amy processes real estate disclosure packages and manages our calendar. Lisa is our compliance administrator and is responsible for ensuring that residents adhere to the rules and regulations, including appearance of property, by doing weekly neighborhood inspections. Lisa is also our ACC liaison. ACC is the Architectural Control Committee, which is responsible for approving any outside improvements you may want to do, such as a fence, a deck, or a shed. These projects require that you fill out a construction application and submit to Lisa to process. Additional information can be found in your disclosure packet under Appendix A of the regulations. This is Heather. Heather is our pool manager during the summer, and in the off-season she works in the office part-time to help with various projects. As the office supervisor, I'm responsible for managing the office staff, hearing resident concerns, and making sure everyone pays their dues on time. If a member is struggling to do so, I'm the person they need to speak with. My job involves collections and going to court to pursue legal action against delinquent accounts. Give the office a call if you'd like to discuss the options available to pay your dues. Every year, residents are required to turn in current vehicle registrations in order to receive decals. These decals show security that you're a member in good standing. You may have noticed the automated gate arm on the right-hand side, and that requires an RFID reader that you can purchase in the office. If you have a boat, you may be interested in renting a slip, and those are $325 for the year. Some of the amenities can be rented, such as the lodge, the sunroom, the pool, any of the pavilions on the beaches, and you will find the fee sheet with the rental rates inside your disclosure packet or online at lakecaroline.net. If you need further assistance, the office staff is just an email or a phone call away. We're glad to have you here as part of the Lake Caroline family.
So what makes Lake Caroline work in such a great place is volunteers. We have a number of committees that we are manned and staffed by volunteers of homeowners just like you. These committees include the Architectural Control Committee, which currently has 7 members. Our Budget and Finance Committee currently has 5 members, so we have 2 vacancies open for anybody who would like to join. Our Compliance and Hearing Committee is the ones that ensure that the rules and regulations of Lake Caroline are adhered to, and we currently have no openings available on that committee. Our Erosion and Sediment Control Committee is the ones that are responsible for helping maintain the health of the lake. The lake is built man-made, as I told you earlier. We have over 200 points of entry where sediment comes into the lake, and they're the ones responsible to help us figure out how to control that sediment. Our Lake Management Committee works closely with the staff of Lake Caroline for fish management, for weed control, and for the health of the lake. We test the lake every week from May 1st until October 1st to ensure that the lake is the healthiest possible, especially for our members who want to go swimming and fishing. Our Long Range Planning Committee meets once a quarter, and what they do is they help ensure that the long range plans for 5 years and sometimes out as far as 30 years are maintained and controlled in accordance with our reserve study that is completed every 5 years by an outside agency. Our Recreation Committee is what makes Lake Caroline a fun place to be. We normally, in normal times, non-COVID, have 2 recreation events a month going on. It's a fun committee to be a part of. And finally, we have one ad hoc committee that's not a permanent standing committee, and that is our Governing Documents Committee. They are the ones that review all of our governing documents, from our restrictive covenants to our bylaws, to our regulations, right on down to our policies. Our dues are due on April 1st every year. The amount is determined and set by the Board of Directors during the budget cycle. The budget cycle begins in August, towards the end of August and September, when I meet with our staff, specifically our management team, to identify our shortfalls financially and other areas where we need to increase the budget or decrease the budget accordingly. In September, once the staff has put together the initial budget for the next coming fiscal year, we sit down with the treasurer and the Budget and Finance Committee and negotiate and work on rates between us. In December, the treasurer presents the budget for the following fiscal year to the Board of Directors. The Board of Directors has an entire month to review it. In addition to the membership, we post it online, has an entire month to review it before they meet on the 3rd Sunday of January for a town hall. This is the opportunity for members to question and comment about the proposed budget. Once the budget has been refined to its final place, then the Board of Directors will vote on it at the last Tuesday of January, and it becomes effective on April 1st of the coming year. So the budget consists of 2 parts: operating expenses and reserve items. Our operating expenses cover items such as our administration, community events, the contracts, the human resources, insurance, IT, lakes preservation, legal, maintenance, pool, security, taxes, utilities, and much, much more. It is a multi-million-dollar budget to keep Lake Caroline operating. Consider Lake Caroline a small town, a small autonomous town, because that's exactly what it is. Our non-operating expenses include our reserve contribution, where we take a chunk of the dues every year and place it into reserves. Reserves, think of it as a savings account. This is where we plan for items that may need to be replaced or repaired in the future. And that every year is looked at again by the Budget Committee in determining what we're going to spend and what we're not going to spend. Let's head on over to maintenance and see what Kyle's up to.
My name is Kyle Shanahan, and I am the maintenance manager here at Lake Caroline. I would like to welcome you to the Lake Caroline Maintenance Facility. Here is where we house everything we need to do for any job at any time under any circumstance. Whether it's automotive and machinery maintenance, plumbing, electrical, painting, janitorial, carpentry, mechanics, or grass cutting, we have the tools for the job. We also have 2 excavators and a skid steer with a plethora of attachments, like this cold planer and this stump grinder. Along with trailers, dump trucks, and pickup trucks, these are everyday items that we use to maintain over 1,500 acres of land. We are responsible for maintaining all 22.5 miles of road, ditch line maintenance, street signs, roadside mowing, landscaping, 2 earthen dams, and 17 rec areas that include 2 beaches, the front entrance, an emergency gate, a cemetery, a campground, basketball and tennis/pickleball courts, and more. Though we do mow roadsides, we do not go onto homeowners' properties. Homeowners are responsible for maintenance of their lawns, ditch lines, and culvert pipes. The maintenance department is available 24/7 to handle emergency situations. These emergencies are normally extreme weather events and downed trees. We respond to downed trees on LCPOA roads if there are no power lines involved. If there are, we will assist REC with traffic control until it is safe for us to remove the debris. Remember to contact the gate 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to notify us of a downed tree. With the skills and knowledge possessed by the maintenance staff, we have been able to save over $1 million just in the 4 years alone that I have been the manager. Whether small jobs like rebuilding docks for community beautification and safety, to massive projects like the main dam outflow restoration project, where we stood side by side with county, state, and federal officials to save hundreds of thousands of dollars by taking this project on in-house. Our biggest in-house project is our dredging program. Here we have our amphibious excavator that our dredger uses to remove spoils from 9 different coves where sediment has accumulated. Runoff and sediment pours into the lake from over 200 points of entry. This compromises the depth of the lake. Areas that used to be over 5 feet deep are now as shallow as 1 foot. Our dredging operation allows us to reclaim that depth to allow boaters to travel safely on the lake with no worry. When the spoils are removed, they are taken to a designated offload site where we allow them to dry for numerous months. This process creates a very rich topsoil that we can use around the community. We really do it all here at the Lake Caroline Maintenance Department, and for good reason. We believe in providing a better service for happier homeowners. We strive every day to make homeowners feel proud about the place that they call home. So if you see us out and about, feel free to stop and say hi. Thank you.
So when you joined Lake Caroline and became a member, prior to the closing of your property, you were given a package called the disclosure package. Within the disclosure package, it includes all of the governing documents. We are governed by both federal law, state law, county law, and Lake Caroline rules and regulations. The federal laws incorporate all of the housing and urban development laws, Virginia Non-Stock Corporation Act, and the Virginia Property Owners Association Act. Those are our governing documents external to Lake Caroline. Internal to Lake Caroline, our foundational document is called the Restrictive Covenants. It was drafted and signed in 1968. It requires 2/3 supermajority of members to change the restrictive covenants. Our Articles of Incorporation were also done in 1968. Then our most senior document outside of the restrictive covenants is our bylaws. On top of the bylaws are the regulations, which includes Appendix A, which covers all ACC items, and Appendix B, which covers all of our compliance and hearing policies. Our board meets twice a month. The third Monday of every month is when they meet to sit down and do the planning session. This is where we encourage input from the community with questions or comments regarding the items that are on the agenda. A week later, on the 4th Tuesday of every month, the board will again meet to vote on the items that were presented and discussed during the planning session. This takes place every month, 12 months out of the year. Currently, due to COVID restrictions, all of this is being done virtually via our official Facebook website. Our annual business meeting is conducted every year at the same time, the 4th Tuesday of April. During the annual business meeting, the president of the association will kind of give you a state of the union, as it were, about Lake Caroline, where we stand financially, what things we've accomplished in the past year, and what items we're going to accomplish or want to accomplish in the coming year that we have plans. It is at this meeting that those candidates who run for the board of directors, the winners will be announced as new board members to represent you in the coming year. Additionally, at the same time, the treasurer of the association will present the financial closeout for the previous year. Now I'd like to turn to our head of security, Captain Pulzone.
Welcome to Lake Caroline. I am Captain Pulzone. I am in charge of the security operations here within the community. Allow me to walk through a few things that you need to know when you come into the community. Our primary job up here at Lake Caroline Security is access control. We only allow individuals in that have been authorized to come in. Most of the time it's smooth and clear. As you can see right now, we only have a few cars coming in, but sometimes during the busy times, during the season, spring and summer, holidays, and when everyone's coming home from work during rush hour, it can back up. You can help us keep that back up by doing 2 easy things. So here at Lake Caroline, we have 2 lanes. This lane closest to me is the RFID lane. It is not your current color sticker. It's 2 different things. This one will allow the reader to automatically read from the sensor up top, and the gate arm will automatically lift. If you do not have an RFID reader, do not use this lane. If you have the current color sticker only, you have to use the main lane, the guard window. If you have that sticker, you don't have to worry, because the guard is going to see the sticker, lift the gate, have a good day, go on through. All of your guests and vendors also have to use that lane. If you do not have a current color sticker, you will, as a resident, have to show your ID, get a red monthly punch pass, pull around back, and then come to the back window to retrieve your pass. So the second thing you need to do is make sure all your guests and vendors are either called in or on your app. When we pull up your information, it's going to pop up automatically from here, as long as you use the app or the web browser for Gatehouse Solutions. If you don't have internet access, the second thing you can do, and is our preferred method, is use the automated teller. The automated teller, it will call. We don't have to answer your phone, so it won't take away from us allowing your guests in. So we still get to focus on the window and not answering the phone. When you do that, you'll leave a playable voicemail that will pull up. It'll pop up on your lap within 60 seconds, and then we can just play it. Once that happens, we'll just allow you guys to come right on in. If the automated attendant is not working, you can always call the main line. Just know that you calling the main line is going to take away from the guard taking care of the window, and we'll have to type your information in on the laptop and then leave Gatehouse to search that information when your guest comes through. And also remember, if we have to park your guests, if they've come through and you have not done this, please call the main line. Do not use the automated attendant. We do patrol 7 days a week. Inclement weather, fine weather, whatever, weather nature wants to throw at us. Our main responsibility is focusing on the common areas, your rec areas, your main beach, little beach, the marina, everywhere there's a playground and maybe a bus stop. In order to utilize these areas, you have to be a member of good standing. That comes down to that current color resident sticker I was talking about a moment ago. If you do not have that sticker, you can get yourself and your guest a amenities pass if you're a member in good standing and have the amenities cards or your resident card that you can obtain from the office. If you do not have this, and your guests do not have this, we do have the right to cite your vehicle in violation. In 30 minutes, we can come back and tow your vehicle at your own expense. So please make sure you have a current color decal and or a parking pass provided to you by us up here at security. During the summer months, we do have boat patrol. Their job is the same thing as, land patrol. They're out there looking for stickers on the boats provided by the office. Every boat has to have the current color sticker on their vessel in order to enjoy our waterways. If you do not, you're not allowed out on the water. The other things that they may be looking for is life vests and drinking and boating. Follow the Department of Game and Inland Fisheries rules and regulations to have an enjoyable summer. Two other things you need to know is our waterway, you go counterclockwise. During the daytime, the speed limit is 36 miles an hour. During nighttime, it is 15 miles an hour. Some patrol officers have gone to the Rappahannock Regional Justice Academy in order to be certified in radar and LiDAR, which allows us to run radar in Lake Caroline. We do a observation and report running radar. We do not have the ability to pull you over. We are not law enforcement. We will take down the time, place, license plate, description of your vehicle, fill out the report, submit it to the office, to our compliance and hearing officer, and that officer will then send a letter to you via mail requesting your presence at compliance and hearing. If you have any other questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to contact us at 804-448-2480. Stay safe and be kind.
At Lake Caroline, we try to keep our members as informed as possible with all the comings and goings that are happening in the community. Our primary method of communicating with our membership is through what we call an e-blast. When you come in and you sign up as a member of Lake Caroline, we collect your email address specifically for sending out e-blasts. We try to keep the e-blast numbers limited and down to as minimal as possible for mostly important items that are coming up to keep you informed. Our second primary method of communicating is via Facebook. Everybody's on social media today, and so is Lake Caroline. We try to maintain and keep as updated as possible, putting pictures of projects we're doing. If you scan over towards the guardhouse, you see where the green awning is. There's a large screen television monitor there where we continue to scroll the coming events that are coming up within the next 30 days or so. Let's walk over here and take a look at the Connection mailbox. So our primary means of delivering the Connection, which is our monthly newsletter, inputted by all the staff members, by the president, by the various committees, and pictures, kind of a photo album of the previous month. For those who are not on email or on the computers, internet at all, we provide paper copies inside the mailbox. When the flag is up, you know that there's a new Connection available. We also have 2 drop boxes for members who want to make payments or drop off any sort of communications, any sort of documents that need to go to the office. These drop boxes are checked twice a day, always in the morning and always in the evening by our patrol officers throughout the day. As you can see, we have a lot of means of communicating with everybody. Due to the COVID-19 issues that are going on today, our board meetings are all broadcast live and kept and recorded on Facebook because of the keeping the membership down in public meetings. So therefore, if you go on to www.facebook.com/groups/Lake Caroline POA, keep in mind this is the official Lake Caroline Facebook page, you will find information including live broadcast and recorded broadcast of previous board meetings. Like every other organization, Lake Caroline, which is a small business, a 501c7 nonprofit, we have an official website. If you go to www.lakecaroline.net/login, you are able to log into our secure server, into our secure website, and see all of the governing documents, all items that pertain to anything and everything you want to know about Lake Caroline. This is a privilege afforded to our members to allow them to access anything and everything related to Lake Caroline. One of the questions we're often asked is it required to have a Virginia State fishing license to fish on Lake Caroline, Ladysmith Lake, and Madison Pond? And the answer is yes, it is. Unfortunately, unless you are fishing from your private property, you must have a Virginia State license to be able to fish in Lake Caroline. The game warden does make unannounced visits occasionally to the lake, enforcing all state regulations. Speaking of which, all federal and state laws are strictly enforced by appropriate law enforcement. We have state police that come in here. We have local Caroline County Sheriff's Office deputies who run radar. The speed limit within Lake Caroline is 25 on all roads, and the officers, law enforcement officers whom we fully support, will issue citations. As you can see, we're at Madison Lake right now. This is where we reserve this 1-acre body of water for the kids of Lake Caroline. Let's take a walk down to the dock and show you what our maintenance crew's done just for the kids of Lake Caroline. Lake Caroline is a small community. We're private, we're gated, and like other small communities within the Commonwealth and throughout the country, there's a lot of misinformation and disinformation today. There are a number of Facebook pages that are not authorized and not supported by the association that puts out a lot of wrong information. Please, if you have a question or a comment or you want to know what's going on, call me at 804-448-3400 or email me at exec.manager@lakecaroline.net. I promise you I will answer your questions as best I can within 24 hours. Now let's take a look at our pool operations manager and let her explain one of the biggest amenities we have at Lake Caroline, being our pool. Heather?
My name is Heather Hale, and I am in charge of the Lake Caroline pool. Our pool season runs from Memorial Day to Labor Day. Our pool structure is a 6-lane, 25-meter pool with a wheelchair accessible ramp. We also have a separate baby pool with a mushroom feature. Our hours of operation during the summer are from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. daily. Our staff consists of a certified pool operator as well as Red Cross trained lifeguards. We offer pool rentals, water fitness classes, lifeguard classes, and when not under COVID protocols, we offer swim lessons as well. So you're probably wondering, where do I park and what do I need to bring to be able to access the pool? Any member in good standing who has a current decal on their car may park in the main beach pool parking lot. Lake Caroline residents 13 and over must have their resident ID card with them to access the pool. Members who are 12 and under must have an adult with them at all times on the pool deck.
Well, welcome once again to Lake Caroline. We're so glad that you're here. As you heard over the past hour or so from our staff, from the management team, we are motivated and dedicated to taking care of our community, and we're really glad that you've decided to call Lake Caroline home. Welcome home.